There was a City of Dodge City Commission meeting last night on Tuesday instead of Monday due to the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, but it is still time for a Wednesday update from City Manager Nick Hernandez. Good morning, Nick. How are you?
I'm great, Josh. How about yourself?
Doing all right. Well, what's going on with the City of Dodge City?
Well, the commission took the next step in looking at the 2nd Avenue underpass for
Okay.
the railroad, and so they went ahead and approved us submitting the application for the project. It's going to be probably about a 6-year-long project. So if we're awarded, it's 3 years of design work,
Right.
and it's 3 years of construction. So we're hopeful we'll get it, but it's a $140 million project, which is an 80-20 project. So 80% federal share, 20% local, and the 20% is going to be split between the state of Kansas, BNSF, and the City of Dodge City. So we're looking forward and hopeful that this project does get approved.
So those folks that are worried about another construction project on top of current construction projects, it's not, no, because this one's going to be a ways out.
Yeah, yes, this is quite a ways out. You'll have plenty of time to think about it and come up with a new plan of how to get to work. You'll have several years to do so.
I got stuck by a train yesterday. I'm ready for you to start tomorrow.
I think a lot of people are ready for us. We had a big public campaign push and public information, and a lot of folks overwhelmingly said we got to do something.
Right.
And 2nd Avenue was the preferred choice of doing some sort of improvement.
And that, because I know people say, well, with downtown, everything, how's it going to work? You guys have some drawings that you've started to put out.
Yeah, we have drawings and videos and everything else that people are more than welcome if they need to take a look at them. I think they're on our website, but we can also provide them to you as well.
Absolutely. And the reason 2nd Avenue and not 14th we went into, but it has to do with the hills and the
That's
everything.
correct. The topography, the businesses that are in the area, it becomes a very cumbersome project, and you're affecting a lot more individuals
Right.
Than you would at 2nd Avenue.
There you go. All right. Well, what else is happening?
We also did some yearly housekeeping items. So we actually do our budget based on cash basis accounting instead of what they call GAAP, which is generally accepted accounting principles. So GAAP accounting is really difficult to understand, and you really have to be almost a finance expert or an accountant to be able to read the statements. And basically what cash basis is, it's just like your checkbook. You know, you have your starting balance, you have your credits and debits, and then what you have at the end of the day. And it makes it very simple for people to follow, to understand, and you don't have to worry about a lot of these other issues that come up with the GAAP type of accounting. Also, we approved appointments to our boards and commissions, and congratulations, Josh. You're on the CFAB again.
Yes, I am. My second term as a CFAB member starts, I guess, in January, right?
Yes,
So
I
they
believe
start,
so. Yeah, so maybe even Thursday.
Yeah,
I
because
think
we have a
next
meeting Thursday. That's right. I'll be there, probably.
Yes, and you better be. I think you're the chair, aren't
I
you?
am. I am the chairman. I got to be there.
Yeah, definitely. Other thing we did is a couple little things, but they're big projects for us, is a 30-inch parallel sanitary sewer line. So our south sewer facility, we have a sewer line that runs parallel to the Ark River, basically from about Avenue D to the east, and it's a 27-inch line currently, and so we're wanting to add another line there. That line is basically at capacity, and so we have to make some improvements. So don't have any issues with sewer, and with the growth of the community and the industrial use we have coming on board, we have to look at expansion.
Makes sense. And there was some new lines added from town to the south plant a couple of years ago because it went past my house.
Yes. The other thing is we approved the bid for design of 2 new water wells, one for National Beef and then one which will be up north in the Iron Flats edition, which is just north of Iron Road. And so there we have some water rights that we're going to develop and put a water well there. And then the final item that we've been working on, and it's been a process for about 20 years. Well, believe it or not, we have a flood control levee along the river, which is dictated by the Corps of Engineers.
Right.
And so the Corps of Engineers requires us to have that levee certified. And it's kind of an interesting process because they initially had us as designed as a free-flowing river that flows all the time. And we all know that that's not the truth.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah. And so we were able to negotiate with them and and show them that there's hardly any flow, if ever, in the river. But our biggest challenge, honestly, is with the levee. It's difficult for the water that's outside of the levee to get into the riverbed.
Right.
And so we actually have more flooding problems and issues because water's not able to get to the river than it is from the water getting out of the river. And
Makes
so
sense.
we're taking a look at that and negotiating with them to try to mitigate the amount of land in town that's actually in a floodplain. Because if you are in a floodplain, you have to have flood insurance.
Right.
You're required to have that.
And so this you're talking about the entries into the river. So the big places where all the stormwater runs into the river, essentially you need more of those?
We just have to make sure that they're adequately sized and that it does not back up too much. And so there are some issues, and we've been able to fix quite a few of those over the years. Avenue D drainage canal. We also have 2nd Avenue outfall. We did a major improvement on that structure. But otherwise, we're in pretty good shape, and I think we'll have no problems getting our certification.
Well, that's good because, we need it, right?
Yes.
It's funny. The Army Corps built the levees, right?
Yes.
And then they make you certify them?
That's correct.
But you built it.
Yes. Yeah. And what's also funny is, we have those jetty jacks,
Right.
which are those large structures that run along the river.
Mm-hmm.
And technically, we don't need those.
Right.
Because they are not required by the Corps of Engineers anymore. But we still have them in place because the levee itself is sandy.
Right.
And so if the water does ever come up, there's a potential to erode the banks of it.
Which
quicker.
makes sense. And it would be a pain in the neck to remove them.
It would be very difficult to remove them. And then the other problem you'd have is you'd have everyone that has these razors
Right.
and off-road vehicles that'll be running up and down, which would just further cause damage to the banks of it.
There you go. Well, we appreciate the update as always. Did you make it through your list?
I did, sir.
Okay. I thought it seemed like you were at the end, but I didn't want to cut you off. So
No, all good.
DodgeCity.org, of course, has got all the information. And if people have questions about things, I know you guys have your emails and phone numbers on there as well, so people can reach out. But we, as always, appreciate the update and are happy to help keep the community knowing what's going on in the community.
Appreciate it, Josh.